Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I'm on like 5 different cameras right now. Try to do this again. I want to get this special one. T120 video cassette filter. VHS cassette back in the 80s. The worst was like watching this thing on Instagram where they use AI and there's like a bunch of kids at the beach on BMXs and they're like, hey bro, man, I'm sorry what happened to you in 2025. We're really chilling back here in 1983, man. Why don't you come back? We're still living, man. Right, it's really sad that what happened in 2025. Everything's fine here in 1983, man. We miss you. Oh fuck! It made me cry. It's like, yeah, I heard about what happened in 2025, man. And there's like, I saw somebody. It was like a 1960s or 70s rock band, and he was talking about like 2025 and how all the freedom's gonna be gone. Like, I'm getting nervous. Like, you just need to have somebody say whatever you want and lie to your face that freedom's coming back and 1983 is coming back, America, and it's not. But thank God for facial recognition jamming technology by Powerland. Plus you got the masks. But I mean, man, you're going to wear a mask all day? Like all that latex and silicone and God knows what kind of... You get a cheap mask and it's going to have BPA like leaching into your skin. And then you're going to wither like a raisin wearing like a tight, realistic mask. Or you have fun and you get like an actual like coating that preserves your skin against the elements, repairs cell deterioration, regenerates skin cell tissue. Look, Brian Johnson left the anti-aging thing. I'm still here. He actually accelerated aging. I'm over a decade older. I'm going to be 50, going on 55 on Monday, man. Real jazzy tonight, huh? You know, YouTube, Instagram, a lot of you wondering, like, how did you get to that point? Well, I'll tell you how. I wanted to know all of the places that sound horrible. And once I could identify, although it's very hard for me to do something bad. All the things that sound horrible. Then that would mean, once I knew where all that was, then that would mean that all that's left is everything that sounds amazing. That's the hard way. But if we're dealing with infinity and you want to experience infinite potential and infinite land and infinite possibilities and infinite art and infinite potential for the rest of your life and never hit a ceiling or a limit, that's the way to go about it. Is know all the bad things, all the dirty colors, I'm starting to sound like Andrew, all the dirty colors. Know them all. Be very careful not to use. It's like a good painter. Know how to make your green. Don't make your green sloppy. If you're going to make green, use a clean yellow and a clean blue. Don't go in there just trying to do anything and then you make a brown and then fool yourself that the brown is a real green. Don't be stupid. And fuck her in the dark. Get her name, get consent. Don't end up like me, part of a honeypot, to make me look like the underdog. What kind of, listen, I want to have Andrew Tate come after me going, I saw your impression. It was very sloppy, to say the least. You don't quite have my accent, right? You're missing the necessary minerals. Did you say minerals? I said minerals. Minerals on your body. Oh, so even minerals have the word man in it. I heard it today. It's like, I'm drinking something that I made myself with the right amount of minerals. 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 A roll of man. All right, wise guy. I'll meet you in the ring. The ring. And I will take you on. Slobberfest and all. You will hear my accent up close, in your ear, as I tell you, I've got you, you little bitch. In my Pete the Greek wrist hold. Whatever. I know the Pete the Greek wrist hold. I learned it from Pete himself, the Greek. All these guys, I don't know anything about MMA, except that the franchise is owned by two gay lovers. Obviously, they're two gay lovers because it takes two to tango, right? But yeah, you got to think about it. Guys like rolling around all sloppy sweat like in their like tidy undies. And then the gays, I mean, they just love it. I used to say that's violent gay porn. That's the way domestic violence looks in a gay couple. I'm sorry. So now I got every fucking UFC fighter that wants to beat the shit out of me. And by the way, I was the first one to do the joke. It wasn't Owen Bergenen. That was my joke. That was my joke. Looks like violent gay porn. Owen's always taken the scraps off my workbench. Always. Can't wait to see him. Like, he's probably like, damn it, the clay. What can I do that's like that? I can't do face paint. Play piano, maybe make some like polka dots. But you're gonna all want to facially recognition jam the airwaves pretty soon. You're gonna need to do this to get the invisible. I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want the price to go up. I already said too much. So listen, I'm gonna just shut my mouth off because I always seem to put my foot in my mouth. But get some clay. We brushed our teeth twice today. Once on the Math Power Clay channel Instagram, which is more family friendly, me and my little boy. Because Atlas has been using clay and nothing from the pharmacy. It's like, okay, you're not going to vaccinate your kid. No, I'm not. And I didn't do the surgery on my cholesteatoma tumor, and I managed to pull that out myself as well. And no one wants to talk to me in NIH or specifically the Canadian healthcare system because I'm directly... But I will say this. Out of the 3 countries, Canada, the US, and Mexico, which is where the clay is from, right now I am very pleased to say that my research is being applied on people that were suffering, that are no longer suffering, and my multicolored clay sequence of complementary colored clays is being applied with my regimen and my protocols to people who have affliction and disease right now in Mexico under the supervision and observations of a professional medical doctor who's recognized by the World Health Organization. All the doctors were actually in 2020. Everybody who was like, third world doctor doesn't translate to the US. Oh, it does. It does apparently during a pandemic. So this is happening. This is happening. This is happening. And you keep going to CVS. You keep doing that. My son, whenever he has an issue, he's like, I'm going to go get the clay. I'm going to get the clay. I was like, slow down, doc. Like now he's a little too much doing experiment. It's incredible. Something happened in the last few weeks where it's like, I don't know if he's... It's kind of interesting. It's a really interesting, subtle, flattering version of, there's that word flat again, of hypochondriac and clay enthusiast and clay master's apprentice. And I just, Atlas is the proof of no vaccines, no modern medicine. Earache, put the clay. Like shampoo, clay. I mean, he does a few things like toothpaste and shampoo with his mom, and some soap once in a while, natural soaps. But we've been pretty lucky. He's going on 7, September 1st. And we go and see a doctor that his mom knows. Katie knows. And he writes a checkup every year and no problems. And I've told this doctor about the clay, and it's like, oh, cool, yeah, I've heard about clay, the benefits of cyanide. Not bentonite. That's full of heavy metals. Heavy metal clay. You want the minerals. You want the clay with the minerals. That's the kaolin clay. Kaolin clay, like Shaolin monk. Like... If I want to be sexist, I just have to turn on Andrew Tate. It's not me saying it. It's Andrew Tate. How's the sound tonight? Because I just got a microphone. Finally. I was using this shit phone and no microphone. And the good sound was being recorded through a studio mic right behind you, but you weren't getting the sound on Instagram or YouTube that I hear going through the software. Because I'm open to working with artists who want to, and I've had a lot of artists who've done stuff that with my voice right now is in some warehouse with 1,000 people on God knows what, high kick dancing, going crazy, and I'm saying stuff, and you know what I'm saying, and they're dancing to it, and some people have taken my licks and my riffs and made techno beats and stuff like that. I haven't seen a cent of it. I am putting together a little album of the sessions I've been doing here in this lovely country home with the wood, and I'm working with I'm looking forward to working with Lucius Boris Drums from Australia, unbelievable drummer, Pizza T Tommy, who's going to do some arranging and some mastering, and I'm always looking forward to the other people that I've reached out to on bass. You know who you are, lovely, and anybody who's got something else or has recording equipment, and somebody who wants to put together any one of these things, loop them into a track and then send it back to me and I redo the vocals or whatever. While I have this beautiful house and the beautiful cypress wood acoustic, I've got it right now. I don't know how long I'm going to have it. I plan to stay here for some time. I am looking forward to maybe going and doing a project with a really good person, great woman. My God, I spent so much time talking to this woman about the world, and I saw her online. I think it was in 2021, 2020. She found me. We all found each other because we knew that we knew then what the world's top or American doctors and scientists figured out finally about the COVID-19 mRNA vaccine. That it's poison. It's dangerous. The risks outweigh the benefit. And besides that, I was always against it. And I use this. And this is now superior to lung cleaning maintenance and phlegm reduction and cleaning up your ear, nose, throat, and your eustachian tubes and ear infections and anything on the market for ear for healing ears. I'm a living, walking, fact. I'm playing guitar. I can hear. I mitigate mucus buildup or infection if it ever happens in my left ear by making a little damp clay plug and putting it in, or putting it around the periphery most of the time, because it's a bit of a pain if I get a chunk broken off inside there. And I'm so grateful. You know, I've had a lot of people like chew me up and witness people abusing me, and nobody really stood up for me. But I'll tell you what, who really stood up for me? Me, God, and the few people that did. I guess a lot of you just tune in to see the train wreck. It's kind of sad. Going on 4 years knowing, well, no, it's like 3 years knowing about the clay since 2022. I've been knowing about clay since 2001, and I've been using it secretly since then. And, you know, for the people that are on the YouTube channel watching right now, my son was like, well, why don't we just appeal the decision? Because they took me down because of what I was saying about the mRNA vaccine. And they took down my big channel with like 30,000 subscribers and millions of views. And I no longer have that phone to access that email. And the person who has that phone number is not calling me back, so I can try to get into it. It's really sad. And I'm pretty sure I could probably get my original channel back. But those of you on YouTube that are like hearing me now, I would email me at powerclay@proton.me. Just hear me out. Let me send you this menu. And I'm no longer doing it at minimum $50 purchase for a bag. I'm selling the clay by the gram. So you tell me what you want to pay, and I'll send you whatever color you want after you review the menu. And yeah. What you're doing is you're helping me save this company that I built in Mexico, save this company in the U.S. that can move this, you know, work of art, the healing arts, the art of healing. This is a artistic miracle of medicine. This is art of healing. It's incredible. Like I don't know what else to tell you. I've been screaming it. You've been watching me going, boom. It looks cool, yeah. But you have no idea, when I take this all off, I look younger. I literally do. I had so much pain that I was bogged down with all the trauma of what's going on with the rearranging the deck, trying to bring supply chains here, you know, Canada being like going crazy, and Trump saying we've had enough, and then Main Street getting a hit, while Wall Street, and then Trump like, you know, having to make these deals with, you know, pedophiles in order to get evidence to clean up the whole thing or use it as leverage, and everybody like turning on him and turning on me. And what are you saying, Matt? You're for Trump? It's like, I don't know what the man is doing. I will tell you this, though. Guy's making deals. And you know what? He's left it up to you, Americans. I'm bringing it back to you guys. And if you guys are just like not going to go out there with your own sweat and muscle and elbow grease and your $200 or whatever's left in your bank account, that last $50, and open up a car plant, then that's on you. You're the one who dropped the opportunity. He's telling you, I'm going to put these tariffs, these cars, these appliances, this stuff coming in, the coffee, the metal. It's up to you, America, to start producing cocoa beans and making chocolate here. You have to. We can't make chocolate always an excuse. We can't make coffee in this climate always an excuse. You're going to blame the latitude and longitude and the weather to not being able to produce American coffee beans? You're out of your fucking mind. This is what you voted for. You got to figure it out. He's going to, the person that starts growing coffee here and then has the brains to figure out how to produce coffee beans in this climate, he's going to be behind you. Matter of fact, I'm going to write up a paper and say, I'm going to do this. And you watch me get support and financing for bringing coffee beans here, bringing them back, bringing coffee plants back. There's never any coffee beans growing here, Matt. It's says who? Says who? Man, we can't do cocoa beans here. We can't make chocolate. Says who? The voices in your head. Take that $50, start building cars on American soil with American wood, fish bones. Your neighbor's wife. Do it! He set it all up for you. He set it all up for you. He's not letting it in. Or if he does let it in, he's charging an arm and a leg. Of course, you're going to have to pay for it because it's going to show up on the price on the shelf. So, either pay $1,000 for a bag of coffee or grow the coffee here or cut coffee out of your life. Maybe you do need a couple nukes to go off, change the climate so you can grow some coffee here. Maybe that's what he's doing. Have you thought about that? Maybe we need to shake things up a little bit so we can grow cocoa beans here. And Russia and China and North Korea and Iran might help. You don't understand how to play 100D chess. Canada needs to be invaded. That's for effing sure. And I'm here for sure. This part I'm not joking about. And I wasn't joking about the coffee and the cocoa beans and start a car plant with your neighbor's wife when he's not looking. I'm talking about, I know how to do it. But I'm pretty sure Mark Carney knows how to do it as well. After all, he bailed out Jared Kushner's Fifth Avenue 6666. That was him. That doesn't make any sense. Why would I do that? Right away, I knew it, but I was like, it's somewhere around there. I'm as serious as what you can figure out is actually intelligence. Why did I do that? Because I'm still learning the guitar. Here's the thing. I'm never going to ever completely know the guitar. I mean, I'm still learning how to paint. Right? Still learning Spanish. I mean, with languages, you could kind of like, still learning English. Not until you master it. Hey, Laura, you should send my Andrew Tate invitation to BJ Penn. And maybe it'll get to Andrew Tate. And then Andrew Tate can finally have me on his talk show. We're in Florida. Unless he's still in Romania. Take the last $20 and start manufacturing synthesizers, okay? Do it. Now. You need it. Obviously. You hear about this alien, saying like black people are heading towards the Earth? It's like aliens that are like tall black people. It's like, so basketball's over. They're gonna, let's just throw in the towel. November, like 7 foot aliens. They're black people. It's like, okay, so basketball is pretty much over. Sounds good. Not what I'm playing, but I'm saying each individual note, you're like, I could go that way, I could go that way, like I could go, like it really is like, what's, the limited amount of bad things you can do with the guitar. Then everything that's left is an infinite potential of good things. And you're like, oh, wow, it's just really, it's like more land. You know what I mean? Like, it opens up. Like after so many times you fail at proving gravity. No, gravity's obviously real, right? It's like the most ridiculous claim I've ever made in my life. Teaching my son science, which means we landed on the moon, and there's no debating it, okay? And so they're gonna be happy. They're gonna be happy with that. My son's like, knows the Earth is round, and we went to the moon. Richard Nixon called them on a phone. Cord phone. Hello. That was the whole point of calling the moon. It's evidence. Patched them in from a radar dish, you know? And I'm not talking the character from MASH. Simple. You go, oh, it's so simple he's doing. It's like, where is it? It's gone. Same thing if you got a little jingle in your head. I'll remember that. I'll just remember it. No, you won't. No, you won't. Record it on a phone. It's like a big bag of like melodies that are there. It's like this big choice bag God made. First was the word. God spoke, right? Sound. And like the universe, creation, God's creation, sound. Every possible sound was put in this bag. And you draw from it. You go in there, you take out little notes and melodies, and they come through you. And birds And if you listen closer to the birds, you know, there's some music in that. And put it all together, as I do, and I will come back, and it will sound better. What to say? Sorry, I got so many choices. I gotta lock in on one. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna do this a little pro because I got my microphone here. Tonight, I'm not gonna just do whatever and let you sit through it. I'm gonna go do that alone. I'm gonna come back here because I got a limited amount of battery on that new microphone. Stick around for part two. I'm sorry it's like kind of, it ended flat. You know, everything, whenever anything is flat, things kind of stop. You know, flat tire, soda pop, broke, flat, you know, flat line, you know, flat earth. Pretty much it's grinding to a halt. Really interesting like that. So, Elon Musk, please say something. See something, say something. If you saw something, well, you've never been to space. Isn't it ironic? No, I don't need to go. So I know what it looks like. Right. Okay. So I saw the graphics. You know, like I actually commissioned the scene. So I'm gonna be back with a part two. Get some clay. I'm selling by the gram. Tell me how much you want to spend, and I'll put together a little surprise variety pack for you and your family, your loved one, or just you alone. If you just want to like say that broken crooked tooth, and you want to still chew on it, and you want to practice it, or you want an emergency pack for SHTF, this would be your first aid for anything. Instead of like bringing like a separate thing for every possibility. I mean, there was a guy that was like, tried to do off-grid, and then he realized he has to go to the pharmacy. So he caved in, living off-grid. And just because they something you guys all forget, like I got my generator, yeah, okay, gotta go get gas, and then the pumps work on electricity. It's something you guys all forget, like being off-grid. It's like, and this is all in case there's like a war or a problem or a system collapse, breakdown. You know, so many, you know, let's say, it, God forbid it ever happens. But how do you treat a wound? Like, and then when I found this system in Mexico, I already knew about clay. I already healed my tumor. I didn't heal it, I mean, I removed it. I said, this is going to be what we're going to use to survive as a family and as a business. And for barter. This is better than money. But I do need money in order to send it to you. I'm not here to subsidize your skepticism, and I'm really kind of like, it's an incredible product. I don't know what else to say. It's so sublime. Enjoy the evening. If you're not going to stick around for part 2, it's an incredible fucking product. Email me at powerclay@proton.me. I got my hearing because of the clay. And CC me at mathpowerland@gmail.com. As well, if you want the photo or painting shirt or poster or print or an original limited edition print, mathpowerland@gmail.com. CC me with the clay. And I will send you links to that. And if you want to kind of commission design on your porch, your deck, your wall, mural, or wrap your house with a design or anything, even furniture. I'm a chainsaw wizard with making like furniture and a coatings expert. So give me a call, and thank you very much. I'll be back with part 2 once I figure out how I'm going to put this all together. Love to everyone. Bye. And I will be removing the clay so you can see what it looks like. I'll be back, YouTube. I'm just going to take care of my Instagram here and shut it down. And I'll be back with a part 2.